You're not ready for this video. Many were starting to lose hope that Ripple would win the court case against the SEC, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. COINBASE, the most innovative crypto exchange in the world, has started helping Ripple. This is the most bullish signal. Every XRP holder's moment of glory has finally arrived. Experts say that the price of XRP Ripple could soar to $385 and even higher. Pretty cool, right? Don't miss a second of this video. Let's dive in. Disclaimer. So XRP is on the verge of a massive breakthrough, and the anti-XRP crowd won't be able to stop what's coming. Zach Rector summed it up best. The anti-XRP army can't stop what is coming. The tide is turning, and major developments in the regulatory landscape could send XRP into uncharted territory. The Ripple versus SEC lawsuit has been one of the biggest roadblocks holding back XRP's full potential. But according to CryptoGeek, we might be witnessing the final chapter of this legal battle. Ripple versus SEC lawsuit settlement imminent. The SEC has already taken down the lawsuit. From its website, speculation is swirling that a settlement could be finalized within the next 24 hours. This aligns with what Jack the Rippler tweeted. Leave a like if you want the end of the SEC versus Ripple case. Today, the anticipation is at an all-time high. If the SEC backs down, XRP could finally be free to move without legal uncertainty hanging over it. And as Steph pointed out, that could push XRP into uncharted price levels. If the SEC drops its appeal, XRP could enter uncharted territory. But that's not all. A bigger catalyst is brewing, one that could skyrocket XRP's demand like never before. ETFs to understand why this matters. Let's break it down. An ETF is a financial product that allows investors to buy an asset like stocks, gold, or crypto without actually holding it themselves. Instead, a fund manager buys and holds the asset while investors trade shares of the fund on the stock market. Why is this huge? For XRP, simple ETF approval means institutions and retail investors can easily gain exposure to XRP without having to deal with crypto exchanges, wallets, or regulations. This unlocks a massive wave of new capital flowing into XRP when ETFs are launched. The ETF providers have to buy and hold large amounts of XRP, increasing demand and liquidity. We've already seen what happens when a crypto ETF gets approved. Bitcoin spot ETF approval in January 2024 led to over $10 billion flowing into Bitcoin in just weeks. Imagine what an XRP ETF could do, especially as Ripple is already deeply connected with financial institutions and banks worldwide. Another sign that XRP's legal troubles may soon be over is the SEC's recent withdrawal of cases against major crypto firms like Coinbase. In Robinhood, the SEC was aggressively pursuing Coinbase for allegedly operating an unregistered securities exchange, but in a surprising move, the case was dropped. This is a major signal that regulatory pressure is easing for XRP. This is huge. The SEC previously labeled XRP a security, leading to delistings from major exchanges and price suppression. But if Coinbase, one of the largest exchanges, can now operate without fear of SEC action, then Ripple's case could follow the same path. If the SEC officially backs down, XRP could be relisted across all major exchanges, bringing in new liquidity and restoring investor confidence. We are at a turning point. If the lawsuit officially settles and ETF approvals come through, XRP could experience an unprecedented price surge. The regulatory uncertainty that has held XRP back for years is fading, with institutions eyeing XRP for ETFs, financial firms integrating Ripple's technology, and a possible green light from the SEC. The stage is set for a historic breakout. But it gets even crazier. XRP's price swings have kept investors on edge. But what's coming next will shock. The entire crypto market. Major players are making moves behind the scenes. An expert prediction suggests something big is on the horizon. If you think you know where XRP is headed, think again, because the real fireworks are just getting started. So a significant portion of the XRP community believes that the cryptocurrency is mirroring its legendary 2017 run back. Then XRP surged from less than a cent to over $3 in under a year, an astronomical gain of over 110,000%. Analysts like Random Crypto see striking similarities between that historical breakout and XRP's current price structure. He points out that XRP experienced a sharp correction in early 2017 before embarking on a monumental climb, and he expects history to repeat itself, despite some experts like order book analyst Dom challenging this fractal theory. The confidence among XRP bulls remains strong. Random Crypto dismisses the skeptics, insisting that the market conditions are aligning for another parabolic run. According to his projections, XRP's correction phase is merely setting the stage for a push to $27 before an even bigger move unfolds. The $27 price prediction for XRP isn't coming out of nowhere. Respected market analyst Agreg has also highlighted 27 as a critical price point before any larger price moves occur. This isn't the end goal, but rather a checkpoint before XRP under G goes another correction and then potentially skyrockets even further. However, not all predictions are this conservative. Some voices in the XRP community, like XRP Captain and XRP Queen, have thrown out massive targets, speculating on prices as high as $589. Others, such as Crip, Barbie, and XRP Dragon, believe XRP will reach 4 or even 5 digits. In the future, XRP Dragon goes as far as to say that $10,000 per XRP is already locked in. While these numbers may seem outrageous, the conviction behind them underscores the unshakable confidence of the XRP faithful. Perhaps the boldest prediction comes from Random Crypto, who argues that XRP could eventually climb to $385. His reasoning: if XRP were to repeat its 11,000% gain from 2017, the current price action suggests that a nearly 99.9% increase from its 2024 lows is within reach. But here's where the math raises questions. If XRP were to hit $385, its market capitalization would swell to around $22 trillion, far beyond the entire crypto market's current valuation, and even surpassing gold's total market cap. Such a scenario would be nearly impossible without an unprecedented global financial shift where XRP becomes the dominant medium of exchange. While 385 may seem unlikely in the near term, other analysts have presented more grounded projections. Market expert Tony Serino recently suggested that XRP could reach $13 if a bullish flag pattern plays out. This is still a massive upside from its current levels, reinforcing that even the more conservative forecasts paint a bullish picture with all these bullish factors at play. Some traders are seeing the current dip as a prime buying opportunity. MX's simple but powerful tweet by the dip reflects the sentiment of many XRP believers who view price corrections as chances to accumulate before the next leg up. Meanwhile, Steph reminds everyone to ignore the noise. Focus on the parabola. XRP is golden P, music is, and of course we need to talk about the new partnership of XRP Ripple. This isn't just another routine announcement. This is a game changer. These partnerships are set to reshape the financial landscape and propel XRP to new heights, but you have no idea how massive this really is. The scale of what's happening will shock you. So XRP's global adoption isn't just speculation, it's a revolution in the making. The SWIFT system, the backbone of international banking for decades, is showing its age. It's slow, expensive, and relying on a web of intermediaries that create unnecessary friction and contrast. XRP offers near instant transactions at a fraction of the cost, making it a clear contender to replace SWIFT in the evolving digital economy. Brad Garlinghouse himself has hinted at XRP's future dominance, with some even suggesting that it could be Bitcoin on steroids when it comes to financial utility. The vision is massive: XRP as the bridge asset for every major bank transaction worldwide. And while that might sound ambitious, the momentum is already building. Ripple Network Ripplet has over 300 banking partners, and its adoption is growing rapidly. Compare that to Swift's 11,000 institutions, and it's clear that the race is music on. But here's the key. Difference: XRP isn't just another payment network, it's a fundamental shift in how money moves globally. Right now, cross-border transactions through SWIFT can take up to 5 days, sometimes longer if compliance checks delay the process. In contrast, XRP can settle transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. That's not just an improvement, it's an entirely different league. And let's talk about costs. Sending money via SWIFT can cost up to $50 per transaction, depending on the banks involved. XRP less than a cent per transaction. This isn't just about efficiency. It's about giving financial institutions and businesses a real economic incentive to switch. And then there's liquidity. SWIFT transactions require pre-funded accounts around the world, tying up billions of dollars in dormant capital. XRP eliminates this problem by providing real-time liquidity with on-demand liquidity. Banks and businesses don't need to keep vast sums of money sitting in foreign accounts. Instead, they can convert and transfer value, instantly freeing up capital that was previously locked away. This efficiency is precisely why Ripple has been making waves in the financial sector. Securing partnerships with major institutions worldwide, security is another key factor. The 2016 Bangladesh bank hack exposed SWIFT's vulnerabilities, with $81 million stolen in a high-profile cyber attack. XRP, by contrast, operates on a decentralized, secure blockchain network. Unlike SWIFT, which relies on centralized messaging in a web of intermediaries, XRP transactions occur directly on the ledger, reducing the risk of fraud and manipulation.